Hello everybody, it's Bill's that college football guy here with another video. Yeah, I realized this as I'm sitting here in a rest area in, where am I at? Just don't hit me. Just outside of, Roanoke, Virginia. Realized when I was recording the video here, I looked at it going like, damn, I'm like really messed up. Video's going to come out on April Fool's Day, but the fact is that last night, March 31st, I'm asleep. I haven't done anything, and I'm just getting ready for bed, go to sleep. Next thing you know, I get a phone call at 12:30 at night. A buddy of mine is out West Coast. Hey, I got some information, but you were asking about some stuff going on out here. I'm like, you know what time it is, dude? Like, it's 9:30 here. I'm like, it's 12:30. I'm in Maryland, okay? But anyway, so it's on an April Fool's Day video, but this is not an April Fool's Day video. But there is one troll I'm going to do. Not to the Pac-12 as a conference, but to one individual. JD Wicker Basket for a brain. Why am I calling that? Well, common sense and logic would dictate the fact that if you're going to have some information about a media deal or whatever, that you're going to be thoughtful and try to keep it under wraps until everything has been announced. You use common sense. Logic says you don't say anything. Well, common sense and logic leaks out of J.D. Wicker's brain like water leaking out of a wicker basket, which is the reason why I called him Wicker Basket for a brain. He doesn't think things through before he does them. So, for the Pac-12 fans, because his mouth wrote a check that the Pac-12 conference couldn't cash. April 1st, no media deal. Okay. You saw the title of the video. I'm going to get into explaining the title of the video. Okay. So, if for future, until the media deal is announced, J.D. Wicker should not be speaking. If he gets in front of a microphone in public, either unplug the mic or get him off stage. He should not be talking. Just no. No. Now, I could troll the Pac-12, like, oh, you didn't get anything done. I said it in my last video about this, is the fact that everybody is making promises that they can't keep. Everybody's saying things that they can't keep. Everybody's saying just shut up. The only one who should be talking is Teresa Gould. Everybody else put your mouth on mute. Now, title of the video. Pac-12 will get a deal by the end of May 2025. Was the original title. I've changed it to Pac-12 will get a deal by Memorial Day. That was the original title, the end of May, and I realized, no, this got to be done by Memorial Day. They're like, well, why? Because it has to be. If they don't get the deal done by Memorial Day this year, there may not be a conference. Let me explain why. Why? The worst kept secret in collegiate athletics. Texas State is interested in joining the Pac-12, and Pac-12 is interested in adding Texas State. Color me stunned. Okay, so, but Texas State wants a document, wants the media deal in writing. Or in writing, digital scan, but you get what I mean. They want to be able to, go over the deal. I'm using my notes here. Go over the deal and get things going. They can find out what it's got. Get 30 days to review the deal, so whether or not they're going to make the move. So there's that. They need 30 days. There's also the fact of the departing five. The 5 departing Mountain West schools have to give their notice to depart the conference and pay the $5,000 deposit on exit fees by June 1st this year, or, allegedly, rumor and innuendo, the exit fees double. That's not good. Which is another reason why I've been hearing about the fact that the negotiations have kind of veered, where there's a possibility that a second proposal may be issued in the eventuality that the Pac-12 doesn't get a deal and the June 1st deadline passes, and if they want to leave, the fees will increase, perhaps double, which none of the schools want to pay. And there's some of the schools I've been hearing the rumor and innuendo, if the fees double, they are having second thoughts. They've been promised a lot and it's not getting delivered and they're getting mad. So here's the deal. I said they're going to deal. I'm going to do something I don't do. I really don't do this. I'm guaranteeing They get the media deal done by Memorial Day because they don't have a choice. Forget the fact that Texas State and them may not join. And I'll get into the other schools I think are coming in. Forget about the fact that they may not join. Forget about the fact that they don't join. Some of the schools in the Mountain West may not join. You got to pay back all that money to all the Pac-12 schools in Oregon State and Washington State have pretty much spent it. They can't afford this. It has to get done. So by Memorial Day, whether or not it's with the company, with the media providers that they want, whether or not it's for as much money as they want, it has to get done. They have to get the deal done by then. This is not optional. So, that being said, that's why I'm pretty much guaranteeing they get it done, because if they don't, the Pac-12 is in serious jeopardy of not existing in 2026. And they know that. So, I fully expect and pretty much guarantee by Memorial Day they'll get it done. It may not be what they want, but they got to get it done. This is you're getting close to the deadline. And because you waited so long, now, the media providers may have a little bit of leverage on you because they know you have to get it done. They don't have to up the bid. They can say take it or leave it. And you're in a position where you may have to take it. Now, it's not all doom and gloom in this video. I mean, everybody's saying, don't believe anything you say. The only reason this video is coming out now is the information came out. I could have done that, but I promised some people, like, take it out today. And it's those who've been watching this channel, it's kind of a tradition. I put out a video on a Tuesday. At least in the off seasons. But, you know, you need to get this done. Because if they don't get this done by Memorial Day or by the end of May, hashtag Fire Teresa Gould is going to be popping up everywhere. This has to get done. This is not optional. So, that being said, there is some good news here. And this involves 3 conferences. This involves the Pac-12, the Sun Belt, and Conference USA. Because of 3 schools being involved. 3. Now, I'm going to say one thing on here. Like, everybody knows, like, the worst kept secret in college football, Texas State, once they get the media deal, and the rumor I get on here is the fact they were looking for a media deal of at least $5 million. I'm being sarcastic, but somehow I think the Pac-12 is going to pull off a $5 million deal. Just call it a hunch. I'm being sarcastic, of course, but geez, $5 million? But, you know, it says, well, they need to come in at a half share. You need to shut up. Because Texas State could simply say no. Then what? Then they got you over a barrel if you go back to them. You're going to have to bite the bullet and bring them in at a full share. Now, the other 2 schools in question, could they be half share? Or football only? Okay. Now, this is Conference USA related. This is where it ties into this. Now, I said a while back that I've been hearing that 2 former Sun Belt schools who left the Sun Belt in 2013 and 2014 respectively, Middle Tennessee State and Western Kentucky, were kind of getting some momentum about going back to the Sun Belt if the Sun Belt lost enough schools. That conversation is cooled. As we said about Texas State being the worst kept secret about going in there, and down in the South, the worst kept secret is that FIU in Conference USA is the leading candidate to replace Texas State because the Sun Belt Conference has no schools in the Sunshine State of Florida. That solves that problem. You're down in Coral Gables, near Miami. Solves the problem. You're down there. You got a school in Florida. South Florida, but it's still Florida. And that helps. Now, as for some of the other things here, we know Texas State was getting a kind of, it was getting, it had three conferences at one point in time going after him. You had Conference USA, Sun Belt trying to convince him to stay. You had the Mountain West was going after him, and now the Pac-12 is going after him. So they were kind of in a catbird seat position. There's another school that's emerged that has now 3 conferences involved in them, and that's Louisiana Tech. Louisiana Tech is involved because one, they're getting interest from the Pac-12. It's all of the interest we talk about. Nothing's done through formal channels. It's all third-party conversations. It's all backdoor stuff. It's all donors and boosters and whatever you want to call them, talking donor boosters of other universities that are from the other conference, working as an intermediary. Because I've said a lot of things. You may play golf, go to a golf course, but sometimes golf isn't the focal point. It's business. So have the conversation on the back nine or whatever. But you get things done that way. And as for other things, Louisiana Tech has been getting in conversations because there's been cursory talks with the Pac-12. Just gauge interest. Nothing substantive. They're doing the Pac-12's doing their due diligence and checking all options, as they should. They went into the conversation with Memphis, Tulane, South Florida, UTSA. I don't know if I haven't heard a little bit, but there was an initial cursory conversation with North Texas. You know, they're doing their due diligence. You've got to. It's not optional for them. But the fact that somebody else has been talking to them besides Conference USA to keep them, besides the Pac-12, is the Sun Belt. Why the hell is the Sun Belt talking to them? Well, FIU's the plan for Texas State, right? They changed their mind, Louisiana Tech? No. The news is the fact that what I've been getting from people, this is the main one that I was waiting on, and I finally got confirmation, is that the Sun Belt is looking at Louisiana Tech because they're afraid that they may be losing 2 schools in realignment very soon. And the 2 schools, one, Texas State, the other, the Raging Cajuns of Louisiana. And the Raging Cajuns have had cursory conversations, backdoor, third party, whatever the hell you want to call it, rumor and innuendo, because all of this is rumor and innuendo until it actually happens. But Texas State and Louisiana, rumor be going, Louisiana leaves the Sun Belt. They want to bring in Louisiana Tech as their replacement, which makes sense. It's whether it's Louisiana Tech for the Pac-12 or the Sun Belt, still a bump in pay over the $900,000 they're getting from Conference USA. So they're up for either one of them. So it appears to be like the movement is making. Now, the fact is, they need to have the media deal done by Memorial Day, because you're going to have to make these invites to these schools rather quickly. So that way they have the 30 days, because by June 30th, they have to make their decision and announce it. Or they got to pay more exit fees. And if they have to pay double exit fees or short-term notice exit fees to leave a conference, they're not doing it. Not with the House and everything else going on. They're going to do one shot. But by Memorial Day, they have to get this done. Because it gets the deal done. You become a conference. It gives the Mountain West schools a few days prior to June 1st to formally give their notice, because they have to. So this has to be done. They have to get the media deal done. But brain mouth work on the same frequency. What have I been hearing the most is that Texas State and Louisiana may be a package deal. Sort of. Both coming together, even though they weren't invited together. Texas State and Louisiana both going to the Pac-12. FIU and Louisiana Tech both leaving Conference USA for the Sun Belt. Now, as for those who are Middle Tennessee State, Western Kentucky, we've had a couple who I told them I was talking about this. For those of you, if the AAC loses schools to the ACC or the Pac-12, they're going to rate the Sun Belt. They're also looking at a possibility, depending upon how many schools they lose, that Toledo from the MAC may be a candidate to go to the American. Small chance, but depending on how many schools they lose, they may be going there. So that brings up, but most likely they'll be rating schools from the Sun Belt. Sun Belt's going to be rating schools from Conference USA, and depending upon how many more they lose, I mean, if they lose James Madison, Liberty's, they don't want to add Liberty with James Madison already in the conference. If they lose James Madison, they're going to add Liberty. If James Madison's on there and they lose 2 schools, Western Kentucky and Middle Tennessee State are still the top 2 candidates to come in on realignment. Everything rolls downhill. We know how this works. So I get it, okay? But it's not all doom and gloom. But if you look simply, they have to get this deal done by Memorial Day. End of May is drop dead, but I think even then it's too late. Memorial Day, like I said, it gives time for the Mountain West departing schools to go over it, formally sign the deal to become the new grant of rights, but that's going to be prepared after the media deal is done, and whatever, and join the conference. Could they sign a grant of rights with no media deal? I don't think so. I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think so. I don't think they're going to go and join a conference without a media deal present. They're not going to do it because with no media deal, there's no guarantee you're actually going to be a conference. So, because if you don't have a media deal, nobody's going to join you. So they've got to get that done. That is not an option. Now, those are saying, well, when you're on the Pac-12, you'd be a Mountain West guy. Why aren't the Mountain West getting a deal? The Mountain West can't, let me say this again, can't get their deal done until the Pac-12 gets theirs and the departing schools leave. Because whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not, Boise State, Colorado State, Utah State, Fresno State, San Diego State are still on the board of directors of the Mountain West. Would you want to discuss a media deal about the future of your conference in front of members who are leaving, where they could take that information to Teresa Gould to either use against you in one way or another, possibly to use something as leverage to get another media deal or some other things going? Would you want to discuss that publicly? No, you're not. So once they have given notice and paid the $5,000 deposit on the exit fees, then they can be removed from the board, and then they can go forward with the media deal. But until they give their notice and pay the fees, the Mountain West media deal is on hold. Until they leave, they're not moving forward. Now, do they have a basic framework? Do they have anything else? I haven't. Regarding the Mountain West of a media deal, I have no damn clue if they do or don't. I have not heard one thing either way. But the only thing I have heard is the fact is as long as those schools are still on the board, the media deal is not happening. Because they don't want to give away anything to those schools, and they know by June 1st those schools will be leaving. So I've said before, maybe July. Could they get it done by the end of June? Maybe the Mountain West could, but I'm figuring July, maybe even August before they get their media deal done. And then they could start going forward and getting the media deal finalized and having the new grant of rights signed with getting UC Davis and Grand Canyon and UTEP and Northern Illinois on board for that. So, and the Pac-12's got to get their deal on board because they got to get their media deal so they can sign. They may be signing a temporary grant of rights just like the Mountain West did prior to the media deal. If they can't get it done by June, but by Memorial Day, but I'm like, you're out of time. You're out of time. You got to do this. Could you technically do it? Yeah, but if you're Texas State or somebody else and some idiot wants you to come in at a half share and you got to pay more in exit fees and double that because you're giving less of a year notice, are you going to do that? Or are you going to tell them to kick rocks? You're going to tell them to kick rocks. So if you want these schools, it has to be done by Memorial Day. That's why I'm guaranteeing it, because that's the drop dead date. That's the last date that gives the Mountain West schools leaving enough time once the media deal's announced that they can go give notice and pay their fees. They need time to do that. They need time to sign with that. I do not know if they're waiting on a grant of rights for the media deal to be done first. I mean, the Mountain West signed a temporary one. As I just said, maybe the Pac-12 should do that to at least get everybody on board. But they can't sign a grant of rights. The departing schools are not going to sign a grant of rights without a media deal. They're not signing one. Because the difference the Mountain West has over the Pac-12 is the Mountain West has 8 members. They're in no danger of falling apart. They have 8 full members that are committed. UTEP on board. UTEP's been trying to get in the Mountain West for a long time. They're a conference. This media deal determines what's happening next. And I'm saying because of Memorial Day, because the Oregon State and Washington State does not want to pay that money back under any circumstances. So, to reiterate it, it may not be the providers you want. It may not be the money you want. But they've got to get this done by Memorial Day. That's why I'm guaranteeing they do. Because if they don't, number one, it's April Fool's on me if they don't get it done by Memorial Day. And second off, there's serious worry if the Pac-12 is even a conference. Because then the clock starts ticking your potential destruction. Oregon State and Washington State don't want to pay the money back. So you've been trying to get more media deals. Look, preferably this month. It may not be till early May. But by Memorial Day, you damn well better get a deal announced. Playtime's over. Okay? Get the deal done. Like I said, this isn't an April Fool's on anybody. Timing was out on this, and it was like, okay, I'm not going to wait. I'm putting this out for what I got. This has been in the works for a while. Other channels got other videos up. I don't really care. I'm going with what I got. Now, I've had people who've been saying, well, you haven't putting on any videos. Well, the reason I've been putting on any videos, I didn't want to put out a video that just had one source. I don't like that idea. I like having a little bit of confirmation. 2, preferably 3 or more. And this one I've waited on because I waited and finally got my 3rd confirmation. Technically this morning, 12:30 in the morning. Dude, you owe me next time I see you. Woke me up for this. You couldn't just send a text message? You know who the hell you are. Now, he's probably laughing right now watching this. He's probably laughing. But, I digress. They have to get the media deal done by Memorial Day. Because you look at the timeline for everything that's got to be done. End of May is even too close because of the Mountain West schools that have to give notice. They need time to do that. So Memorial Day sounds to me like drop dead last day. They've got to get it done. So I'm saying, I'm guaranteeing, joke may be on me, somehow I don't think so, that by Memorial Day 2025, the Pac-12 will have a media deal. Because if they don't, number one, April Fool's on me. 2, will the Pac-12 actually be a conference in 2026? Because this poses a serious problem. So I've done enough running my mouth. Why don't you let me know what you think about all of this down in the comments. So thanks everybody for watching the video. If you haven't done it already, do me the favor, smash the like button, hit the thumbs up. You know what it does. It helps the channel grow. Comment on the video. No, it's not an April Fool's on anybody. It was just a troll on JD Wickerbasket for a brain for putting both feet in his mouth. Day 1, Rob, I know you're going to be watching this video. Shout out to you, man. You don't like either one of them. Somebody said to me, well, San Diego State wouldn't be where they were if it wasn't for those two. San Diego State got where they were without those two. In spite of those two. In spite of what the hell they've been doing. On all that, they still got ahead. So, maybe you get in the Pac-12. Maybe it's time for a change of leadership. Just a thought. Or at least getting somebody, every time somebody does a press conference, it's a salary deduction. I don't know how the hell you pull it off, but it might not be a bad idea. But let me know in the comments what you think about all of this. Share the video if you want to, and if you check out some of the other videos I've done. If you like them, hey, subscribe to the channel. On the road to 1K. On my little break here early in the day because I got to make my way down to Atlanta. Hopefully I make it there today because I-77 southbound to take the shortcut to go down. Road closure due to a rollover accident. It's been closed for a couple of hours. It's not a fatality because otherwise it'd be road closed in just southbound. Otherwise, fatality road be closed in both directions. Thankfully. Don't like seeing that on the road, and I've seen it too damn much. I said share it, subscribe it. If you want to follow me on X, like I said, I just back up. The link for that will be in the description. Comment here if you want to do that. And do you want me to do, like somebody put up that my videos kind of remind people of the speculation zone with Gold and Blue Dude. And I've said this before, the only reason this channel even exists is because of Gold and Blue Dude. Because I was commenting on his videos. And he told me that he liked what I was saying and maybe I should start my own channel. And I was like, dude, I don't know. He says, what do you got to lose? Try. So I did. Didn't do too much. He shouted me out on one of his videos. It picked up momentum from there. When I was having doubts about getting it done and I was saying that it's not doing anywhere, it's not doing anything, I don't know, it's just stick it out. Just stick it out, you can do it. So I wouldn't be here without him. I owe Chris a debt I can never repay. Thank you, my brother, and I love you. Now, had to say that. But, enough being on the somber occasion. Like, comment, share, subscribe. If you want to follow me on X, the link is in the description. I got to get on my road here now, right now, to look at the clock, and I am a little bit late. So, hopefully this will upload on the route down there. So, it'll be uploading probably 2 p.m. Eastern. So, about 11 a.m. Pacific. I have no idea what that is in Hawaii. So, anyway, thanks everybody for watching. Hope everybody's having a great April Fool's Day. Hopefully the tricks weren't that bad on you so far. No one's played a trick on me yet, and hopefully it won't happen. We'll see. Thanks everybody for watching. Be safe, and please be good to each other.